Achaluko, I have loved you from the beginning. From the first moment our eyes met, I knew you were the precious sight.
Nigerian controversial relationship expert Blessing CEO is getting married in a very unusual story. A love story that a lot of people saw as insensitive, wicked, and very terrible. To a Nigerian businessman popularly known as IVD, who is an auto car dealer. Why are a lot of people attacking Blessing CEO? Why do a lot of people see this love as a very insensitive one? Hello, I'm going to tell you all that in this video. But before we go into the full story, hello, you're welcome to Quick View Sports, where we'll bring you all the latest celebrity stories. So make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notification to stay updated with all the latest stories. So how did this love story start? It all started in 2022 when an entrepreneur, a Nigerian businessman who is popularly known as IVD, who of course is a celebrity car dealer. We've seen him in videos with Davido and a lot of notable Nigerian superstars where he has done car businesses with them. So he's obviously a very big auto dealer. So aside that, that's what he's known for online. We saw a video of him trending online at some point with his ex-wife, who is now late, whose name is Bimbo. Together, they have 5 children, but she passed on due to an alleged domestic violence. So what happened? Story has it that Bimbo and her husband IVD were having issues to the extent that they could not reconcile any longer. And along the line, Bimbo believes she actually helped Etiko, who is popularly known as IVD, to the extent of wealth he has amassed in car dealership. So she wanted to own the house where they were living in. But IVD took the documents of the house and left. When he came back, she fought and wanted to get the document, but unfortunately she couldn't. She decided to opt to set the house ablaze. In the course of setting the house ablaze, she fell into the fire, which she lit by herself. In front of IVD and a couple of other people, she got burns that led to her demise. A lot of people blamed IVD for not saving his wife, while there are a few others who are like, no, that he can go into the fire with her when she was the one that set the house ablaze. While the whole issue was going on, IVD was arrested and sued for domestic violence and unaliving of his former wife, Bimbo. The whole story went so wild on the internet. A lot of people cancelled IVD. People said he was not a good husband. He was a very bad husband. That was why he could not save his wife. That was why he could not manage his family issues. That was why he allowed his wife, who brought 5 children for him, to pass on in a very shocking way at a very young age. This whole story went so wild to the extent that IVD was depressed. But Blessing CEO did something even without knowing IVD at then. She stood by IVD. As a relationship therapist, she said she had a counseling session with IVD, and when she heard his own side of the story, she realized that it wasn't completely his fault. Along the line, they continued talking. She supported IVD. Everybody criticized Blessing CEO and were like, no, Blessing, you cannot be supporting IVD at the moment. How can you support a man whose wife passed on due to domestic violence? That is bad of you as a relationship expert. But it was like Blessing CEO was so adamant to that. She stood by IVD, defending him everywhere in the public space, to the extent that she released a movie that portrays and told a story that looks like what really happened between IVD and his late wife, Bimbo. People still bashed her on that, to the extent that the family of IVD's late wife, Bimbo, sued her and even arrested her. At some point, she bailed herself and came out of the police custody. But Blessing CEO never stopped. She continued to defend IVD for the longest of time. Fast forward to 2 years down the line, IVD and Blessing CEO started sharing romantic and intimate videos online, saying they are dating. This was when another bashing started. People are like, IVD, what the hell? How can you move on with the same Blessing CEO just 2 years that your wife passed on? That this is so unfair. Some even went for Blessing CEO and said, Blessing, this is extremely insensitive. How can you take another woman's husband just barely 2 years that she passed on due to domestic violence? They said IVD is so toxic and the Blessing CEO is in for a big thing. But did Blessing listen? No. She was so adamant. They continue to share love up moments. And fast forward to April 2025. It broke the internet. The two shared a very romantic video where IVD finally proposed just 1 week after she also shared a picture of him meeting her two sons. At this point, Blessing and IVD are getting married. A lot of their fans are like, oh my God, never lose yourself or get to the extent where you will have to lose your life because of a man or a woman, because they definitely will move on. IVD and Blessing CEO are getting married and we have a wedding to plan. But fans have continued to bash them that this is not right, that the timing is wrong, that IVD should not be getting married considering how he lost his wife. What do you think? Please leave your own opinion in the comment below. Do you think that it's okay for IVD and Blessing CEO to fall in love and get married because who has passed on has passed on? Because he's now a widower. Or do you think that they should have never even gotten romantic together in the first place and that Blessing CEO shouldn't have even defended him after hearing his own side of the story? I'll be reading your own opinion in the comments below. Despite bashing from fans, the couple still have people who support them, especially their celebrity colleagues like Destiny Etiko, who took to her verified social media handle to congratulate Blessing CEO and IVD. And she said, congratulations, sis. Also, Judy Austin, wife of Yul Edochie, congratulated them alongside several others.
Feels like love. Cupid made a shot straight into my heart. Now I'm falling.
Achalugo, I have loved you from the beginning. From the first moment our eyes met, I knew you were the precious sight my eyes were made to see. Even before my mouth could ask your name, I knew you to be mine. At last, my soul had found its mate.
Baby, good love and protection, like a gem in the sunlight. We were riding till midnight, yeah. You said, do you wanna go out sometime? I said, girl, you're in my mind. Oh, yeah.
So a lot of people are actually shocked that I'm in a relationship. Why? That is because they've seen the masculine part of Blessing. They've seen the raspberries. They've heard me talk, but they've not seen me communicate. So, ladies, come closer. The game is changing, right? My name is Okoro Blessing Nkiruka, and I'm popularly known as Blessing CEO, #1 most controversial certified relationship and mental expert. I learned how to communicate. I stopped talking. Yes. Communication is different from just talking. You know, we women, we want to talk. We always want to be heard. But the problem is when you talk, the person you're talking to might lack understanding. Because when you're talking, you are just blabbing, you're just ranting. Either you're just talking from your own point of view, you are saying it the way you want it. You do not care how the other person feels. But when you communicate, you will calm down to make sure that the person is in your own pace. You take it one step at a time. First of all, the tone of your voice. You are kind. Yes. It's a whole lot of job. You are making sure that you are not authoritative, that you are not shouting. Communication is passing a message in an understanding way to the next person. Don't forget, some people perceive your countenance, your body language, your face, your eye. It's part of communication. You might actually be sounding a nice way, but if your eye is going like this or your mouth is going like this, they could read it as a meaning. So I had to learn it. See, I see a lot of people who say, oh, blessing, as soon as you got into a relationship, you calmed down. You are now so calm, no more buzz blues. Listen, I didn't calm down. I only put somebody into consideration. Understanding that when I'm dragged, he is dragged. I refuse to be selfish. When you love, you reconsider. When you love, you will accommodate. I realize that every drag I get, he would get. And that is the reason why I adjusted. But I didn't change. I only adjusted to be able to accommodate him, to welcome him. That is what love is all about. The moment you say you want to love, you must be willing to learn. If you're not willing to learn and adjust, then you can as well remain single. See you next time on our next episode. Mwah!